Hey guys, Kurt here with NK Garage, and today I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks on how to stay organized and list a lot of bulk items efficiently. So stay tuned and I'll show you our setup here. And this can be used for any kind of resale business. It's definitely something you could take away from this. Us here, we buy and sell tools, mostly hand tools, but these are tips and tricks for being organized and how to operate efficiently. All right, guys, so here, this is my usual setup. I usually work here. I do have smaller stuff that I do bring home. I work in my office at home sometimes too, but mainly what I do with that is small stuff like little sockets. I'll clean them here, put them in a bin. Usually I use these little blue organizer bins. We got a bunch of these, and kind of just use that to tote stuff around. But yeah, most of the stuff I list here. What I do is I go out and I'll buy tools. And if you watch my flea market tag sale video, these are the 50 items that I picked up there. I'm going to get these listed today, and I want to be able to list these efficiently, and I want to stay organized. So what I do, first thing I do, and depending on what you're reselling, I come back and I clean everything. Most of the time I'll just take these wrenches here. We sell a lot of wrenches, a lot of hand tools, and I'll just clean them here on the bench grinder. Just got a 6-inch wire wheel here, just lightly to remove any like surface debris or surface rust. Some tools are going to be in better condition than the others, like this Craftsman wrench is really nice, but this older Williams wrench, it has some little bit of chrome peeling, rust pitting, nothing crazy, but it's not a new condition. But these are also from like the 40s to the 60s, so they're old, and that's kind of expected. But yeah, we give them a quick cleaning. We don't go nuts. We got to make money, and time is money. So in order to get out there and get more inventory, I got to process this stuff pretty quickly. Right here, I have a light box. I think it's a 16-inch light box. And I like this because at the end of the day, yeah, it's about 16 inches and it's about a foot tall, foot deep. It's great for all this small stuff. If something doesn't fit, like this big wrench doesn't really fit, I have another light box that's a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot, but it is absolutely massive. And it is not like this one you could fold up easy, really easy. They're really cheap. There's just LED lights in here. It comes like this, comes with different backdrops. I tend to use the white. I think it makes stuff pop and easy to read. But they have black and other colors too. But what I did is, instead of using the big light box, I just took out the white rollout sheet from it, and I just put it here on the floor in the garage. And when I have a bigger item, I will just list it and take pictures of it on there. I used to use the big box, but it takes forever to set it up. It is bulky. It is not something you want to leave set up for a long time unless you have a huge warehouse. But I'm working, in a personal garage here, and space is important. So I stopped using the big light box and I just started listing stuff on that sheet on the floor. Next thing I do is I get the items. I will comp them out on eBay. I will compare quickly, just do some quick research, unless I think I have something that's really, really desirable and might get higher value, like this bigger tap handle here. I think, is more like a $75 item. So I'll spend more time comping that out to get the price point right. But some of the smaller stuff, like the wrenches, close enough is good enough. I usually try to be the best price online on eBay, but sometimes there's people that are just really cutting you under, and I will list where I think it's actually worth and just wait for them to sell their item, and then my item should sell for what it's really worth. Some people are out there just selling stuff stupid cheap. So you don't have to compete with everybody, but I like to compete with most. So after I take the pictures, comp out the prices, then I have all my inventory tags here. Everything that we do, we inventory by the date that I listed and then an inventory number. So I'll start with 001 and I'll go along. I did 15 listings this morning, so the next listing is going to be 16 and 17, and then all the way down. I have them set up all the way to number 69 right now. And then when that runs out, I'll do another run. Depending on how much time I have to list, if I'm going to do a full day of work, I usually try to get about 100 listings done. But don't rush yourself. make sure you're doing it efficiently, but don't rush through your listings. Make sure you're doing it right. I've been doing this for a while. I'm pretty quick at doing them, especially when you're repeating a lot of similar items. But if you're doing a lot of weird stuff, a lot of bulky stuff that needs a lot of pictures, it may take more time, but it might be worth it because everything sells at a different profit margin. So, don't follow me and say, oh, I need to get 100 things out today. But that's usually my goal for what I sell. And I sell a lot of smaller hand tools. Then I have a scale here. It's the AccuTech. It's upside down. AccuTech max load 110 pounds. I've been really happy with this scale. I've watched other YouTubers that use it. You have the digital reader here. It does have a battery, so if you do unplug it and you need to take it on the go, it will stay on for a period of time. It'll auto shut off to conserve battery, but if I'm going to be here at my workstation, I'll keep it plugged in the whole time. It's fairly accurate. You can zero it out. They're reasonably priced. I bought it on Amazon. I've seen other YouTubers like Harry Tornado does a lot of reselling of clothing and shoes. He uses the same one. I've seen it in his videos. I've been happy with it. He's been happy with it. I haven't had any problems. I actually have two of these, one here and one in my office. And I haven't had problems with either of them. And they do, the max load is pretty good. I think the heaviest I put on here before was 92 pounds, which is, I don't normally get stuff that heavy, but I do have a very heavy duty vise, kind of like this one, but it's different. That was 92 pounds. I put it on here and it read it pretty accurately. And then here's just, the store weight container. This is what I'll use to carry items that I listed and processed here. I'll put them in here and I'll bring them into the other room. So I'll show you guys the other room in a second. That we call that the shipping room, and that's where all of our inventory is kept and where we do all of our packing and shipping stuff. All right, guys, this is the shipping room. We have a large table in the middle, and usually what we'll do is we'll print the we'll do bulk shipping on eBay. We'll print the report and we'll lay everything out here. We usually ship Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The number of items is, we usually sell 10 to 15 items a day. So doing it kind of every other day, every few days, tends to be between 20 and 40 items. But every time it's a little bit different. I do some bulk auction lots. They're here in these large priority mail boxes. These are very heavy and they're kind of just sitting out right now because I kind of just did these this morning. Some of the older ones that are getting ready to ship are over there. We're going to ship later today, so some of those might be going out. But all of our inventory, like I said, I do a lot of smaller hand tools. So all the small stuff goes in these just really cheap drawers. Bought them offline off of Walmart. They're very inexpensive. And they all have dates on them. I've been doing this for about 7 to 8 months now. Started in the middle of December in 2022. And the older bins, there's not a lot of stuff left, but some of the newer bins, these is some of the older ones, and then we have more over here. Some of the newer bins are quite full. Like there's one I won from the other day where it's pretty full of stuff, but everything is tagged. So you go to the bin with the date, you find an item, you're kind of looking for, say I was looking for the adjustable wrench, it's inventory number 104, and here it is. And if there was a problem or a return, you can put a label back on it and put it back in there. If the label still has it, if it got left out somewhere, you can find it and find out where it's supposed to be. If I'm looking for anything, sometimes people ask me for measurements or additional pictures. I just go in the description of the item, I find the date, I go to the bin, find the item. I have almost 1,500 listings up right now, so being able to find stuff efficiently is very important. So this is how we do it. I sort it by date, and then everything has an inventory code. This system works well for me. There are a lot of other systems out there, but this is the one that works for me. So it may be a way that could work for you too. Bulk items, I have a bulk shelf up here. You could see there's a bunch of stuff up here. I've been doing a lot of bulk stuff recently, so it's kind of full. I like to keep these stuff out in the open, and also it doesn't really fit in the bins, kind of clogs them up. But if I see something that's sitting up here for too long, a couple months, I'll go on eBay, I'll see how many views it has, if it has any watchers. And if it's got views and watchers, that means people are looking at it. But if they're not buying it, that means maybe the price point is off. So then I'll go and I'll adjust the price. But if there's something that has been listed for 6 months and nobody's looked at it, nobody's watched it, it's probably something that nobody wants to buy, and then I take it, I chuck it, and I pull that listing. We also have storage. We have a lot of USPS priority mailboxes. So I got the large flat rate, medium flat rate, small flat rate. We use those quite often, especially when I do heavy tool lots and auction lots, especially the large flat rate boxes, because I can fill them with stuff. Some of these weigh 50, 70 pounds. The max is 70 pounds through the US, through the large flat rate box, and sometimes I'll get it like 65 pounds. So those work out pretty well because the buyer only pays like, I think it's like $22 for that. Additional to the bulk shelf up here, we do have some bulk items that are underneath the table that are even bigger. But yeah, I like to review my bulk items frequently, make sure that they're gonna sell, or if stuff that's not gonna sell gets pulled and gets thrown out because it's taking up space, and sometimes things just need to go. We also have a bubble roll wall here, kind of just made our own bracket for it and mounted it. We have some smaller bins here. These a lot of these are sockets because the big bins were kind of filling up with stuff, and wanted some smaller sorting bins. So depending on what you're selling, if you're selling really, really small stuff, by really, really small bins. If you're selling really, really big stuff, by big bins. I've seen people reuse filing cabinets. I mean, that's a great idea if you get them for free. You don't have to pay for them. They have nice drawers and they can hold a lot of weight. Here we do a lot of bubble mailers. If I sell a socket or a small wrench, it goes in a 4x8 little bubble mailer. They're pretty cheap. They're like, I don't know, 10 cents, 15 cents. The next size we use, 6" by 9" bubble mailer. You know, these are like 25 cents. Then we go up to, I just got these. I think these are 9 by 11. But I got these. They're pretty cheap. They're like a quarter. And here's more of those. And we have some bigger ones down here, 16 by 11. Those are for larger wrenches and larger tools. And then we also, these are backup. These are just those quick little, very cheap plastic little bags that people ship like clothes in. I don't use them very often, but sometimes I need a quick package. I mean, they're pretty big. They're like 2 feet by like 18 inches. And you can pack something with a lot of bubble wrap and then just shove it in there and put the label on it. And then I have some of the padded flat rate envelopes by the post office. I occasionally use these, not very often, but if I have something that's a lot of weight but really small, it can be a good deal. They do give you those for free, but if you shop around, I buy all my bubble mailers right now on Amazon just because it's easy. Eventually I do want to try to get them a little bit cheaper, buying them in super bulk, but at the amount that, you know, we're selling right now, and we've only been doing this for like 7 months, this works for me, and paying 10 cents to a quarter for a bubble mailer isn't a big deal. Like I said, the post office ones, they give them to you for free, but you got to make sure that you're putting enough weight in there. Otherwise, you're just spending more for the label than you need to. Whether you charge it to the buyer or not, they're comparing your total price with shipping versus somebody else's total price with shipping. So you want to be competitive. And even though you might be charging them shipping, you want to make sure that you're not throwing away money. We also have a couple of just generic brown boxes up here. I bought those. They were actually kind of expensive, and I kind of regret buying them. I do try to save a lot of cardboard boxes from stuff that comes in on shipments, and just boxes that I find. But it can be a storage issue. So what I usually do is I break them all down, and then we have another closet in the other room, and I'll label them in the top right corner by size. I put the biggest number first, middle number in the middle, and then the smallest number, and I lean them all up and organize them by size. So you open up the closet, all the big ones are in the back, all the small ones are in the front, so you can see them all, and you can see all the dimensions are written in the top right corner, and you go there knowing what size you kind of need, and you get the closest box that'll work. I'm not going to show you because it's all in the other room and it's kind of dark in there, but that's just a basic explanation of how that works. We also have a printer here, nothing crazy. It's just a black and white laser printer by Brother. I recommend always going with laser printers. I think inkjet printers are a scam. They're really cheap printers. Sometimes they literally give them away with computers and whatnot, promos, all that, but then they get you on their expensive ink cartridge scam, which the ink cartridges don't last a long time. and they're really expensive. So instead we used the toner printers, the laser printers, and we've had good luck with them. This is one just black and white, but we used the these are the peel and stick labels. I buy these on Amazon too. They are split in half. There's a line here, and you can just peel the label off and slap it on the package, and you just put it right in your regular printer. Looks like a regular sheet. If you have a half sheet, I save these. You just have to know which side to put in the printer, but very convenient. When we do have something going in the smallest bubble mailer, we'll take this label and we actually put it on one side, fold it, and stick it on the other side. And that's actually what the post office told us to do. Just don't, fold in a inconvenient spot so they can read all the information. And that is a general overview of how we do things here. Might help you stay organized, might help you run your eBay business more efficiently. So I just figured I'd share all these tips and tricks that I've learned. I haven't been doing this super long, but I've been doing it for 7 months and come a long way, and definitely being organized and having inventory codes was really important. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for new videos. We'll be doing all kinds of videos, some of our buying, some of our prepping, some of our reselling. So stay tuned if you like reselling and tools, and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.